to Relish. I am Alli. I am a nutritionist and a yoga teacher, and I'm here to talk to you every week about nutrition topics. So this week is all about artichokes. We're going to talk about the background, a little bit of history, a little bit of Greek mythology, and we're going to do a recipe for spinach artichoke grilled cheese, which I am super excited about. So, welcome to the show. This is one of my favorite vegetables, and we'll find out that it is actually something a little bit different than a vegetable, but this is one of my very favorite vegetables, and we are going to be using canned artichoke hearts today. Also something that I like to purchase and cook with all the time. Also frozen, but the canned are really good too. And fresh, of course. But sometimes you need something quick, because artichokes do take a little while to cook. So anyway, regardless of that, we have lots of good things to talk about today on the show. Artichokes. Let's just jump right in with the history, a little bit of mythology, Greek mythology, ways that we prepare artichokes and eat them, and some nutrition background and a recipe. Got lots to talk about today. So, I just want to say, I have this cookbook called Heart of the Artichoke, and I always think about that, like today when I was thinking about the show, I was thinking, okay, let's just get down to the heart of the artichoke. So just keep that in mind. Instead of saying like, let's get down to brass tacks, let's get to the heart of the artichoke. Okay, so artichoke, also known as a globe artichoke or a French artichoke, these are the ones that we typically consume, is actually technically a large thistle, which is a type of plant grown with specific edible flowers. So I looked up, because I didn't know exactly what the definition of a thistle is. And it's kind of a funny word to say, first of all. And this is the definition I found. A thistle is a herbaceous plant of the daisy family that typically has a prickly stem and leaves, and then it grows into a globe shape with purple flowers. So that is exactly what an artichoke is. What happens when you eat artichokes? What happens when you eat artichokes? All kinds of great things happen. Or is this a joke? I don't know what the punchline is. It breaks their hearts. That's a good one. I like that. I'm going to have to use that one. I used to be a bartender, and I would have all kinds of jokes like that. Good one. So, thistles. It is a thistle. Prickly stem, globe shape, purple flower on top. That is the exact definition of an artichoke. So, typically just the leaves and the heart are eaten for artichokes. And it has a very earthy, nut-like, delicate flavor. And typically the smaller globes are going to be the more tender ones, kind of like any vegetable. You don't want them to get too big, because then they start to get a little bit starchy and not as good. So the smaller the globe, the smaller globes are probably going to be a little bit more tender. And there are other artichokes out there called Jerusalem artichokes and Chinese artichokes, and I found out in my research that they are not related. They are not related to these artichokes that we eat, the globe artichokes and the French artichokes. So I thought that was really interesting. So where do artichokes come from? They are native to the Mediterranean, although they are highly grown in a city in California called Castroville, and they grow so many artichokes in this part of California that they have been called the artichoke center of the world. Other places might disagree with that, but that is something that I found interesting, so I thought I would tell you about it. Historically, though, artichokes are native to Western and Central Mediterranean. And then it was domesticated and carried over to Eastern Mediterranean regions and then beyond. And back then, back in history, they were also known for their leaves and their flowers, and the artichoke heart. It was recorded in Italy to have traveled to Italy around 1400, and today it is extensively cultivated in the Mediterranean countries and in the Americas and other regions that have rich soil and have a humid, mild climate, which coincidentally enough, I found out, I've lived here in Seattle for almost 20 years, and I just found out that they grow here. Our neighbor has an artichoke plant, and she gave us one this past year, and it was delicious. They're such a beautiful plant. So, and now we notice them all around our neighborhood. So, if you live in the Northwest, look for them when you're on walks. They're a very distinct plant. So, that would make sense that they would grow here because it is a very humid environment with all of the rain that we get. So, and fairly mild, and the soil is rich. So that makes sense. But yes, going back into history, so they were found to, kind of be native to Greece and Rome and all other countries along the Mediterranean. And so they got themselves, or it's a component of Greek mythology. And I just thought this story, this Greek myth was so interesting. So here it goes. According to Greek mythology, Zeus, one of the Greek gods, was out and about one day, and he saw a beautiful girl named Sinara bathing by the beach, and he fell in love with her and made her a goddess and brought her back with him to Mount Olympus. Well, she didn't necessarily like that plan, and she started missing her family and her mom, and so she would sneak out and go visit her family. He soon found out about this. He didn't like it. So he turned her into an artichoke. And coincidentally enough, the modern scientific name for artichoke is Spinach Cardunculus. So Sinara, her name, the Greek goddess that was turned into an artichoke, is now the scientific name for artichokes, which that's very interesting to me. I liked that story. I used to love Greek mythology as a kid. So anyway, that's just a little bit of information. But back in history, the Greeks did use artichokes for lots of different health reasons, such as they used it as an aphrodisiac, as a diuretic, as a breath freshener, and as a deodorant, which that's interesting. Lots of interesting things about artichokes today. So, how do we eat them? So many different ways. So, one way is to just take them and steam them. That takes a little while. I haven't done that for a while, but I remember it taking like 45 minutes or so to steam an artichoke to make it tender enough. But then you can pull the leaves off and dip them in butter or some other sort of delicious sauce. And then once you get to the middle, you get to have the artichoke heart, which is kind of the prize of the whole process. I think most people, or that's the way, when I was growing up, I heard about artichokes was through Spinach Artichoke Dip, which is delicious. And typically that's served hot. There are other artichoke dips out there that I've found. Relish.com has several artichoke dips in there. One has avocados in it, which I thought sounded really good. I've made artichoke hummus before. I'm going to list my favorite ways to eat artichokes. Pizza, sandwiches, pasta. Love all those ways. And you can buy them canned, like we talked about. You can buy them frozen. You can buy them marinated in jars. Or you can buy them whole and cook them yourself. But if you get the canned or the frozen or the marinated, they're, all the hard part has been done for you. So back when I was single, one of my most favorite pizzas that I made, which is so good, olive oil base, cheese, usually mozzarella or a 4-cheese blend, artichoke hearts, prosciutto, roasted corn, truffle oil. Try it. It is so good. It might sound a little bit different with the corn and I don't know the combination, but try it. It is so, so, so good. So anyway, there's that. You can put it in pasta with some garbanzo beans. That's another dish that I have made a lot. Sandwiches, like the sandwich we're going to make today, which is Spinach Artichoke Grilled Cheese by Cooking Classy. It's a recipe you can find on relish.com as well. I put the link in the chat box down below. And also, I forgot to mention, please put questions and comments or jokes in the chat. I love hearing from everybody that's watching. So, okay, how else? Okay, and then this is interesting. There's a liqueur, an Italian liqueur called, well, it looks like it's spelled Cynar, but people have told me it's pronounced Chinar. I've asked lots of different bartenders how to pronounce it. Some people say Cynar, some people say Chinar. Chinar is probably the Italian way, the correct way to say it, but it looks like Cynar. It is such a good liqueur. It is made from 13 different herbs and plants. The main plant in this mix is artichokes, and it's kind of a bitter, delicious liqueur. You can drink it by itself. You can have it with soda water. You can put it in a cocktail. It's really good in a Manhattan. Highly recommend it. It's kind of a dark bottle. I wish I had one here. Now I want to go buy one. It has a big artichoke on the front, and it says Cynar, C-Y-N-A-R. Highly recommend it. Artichokes are also cooked commonly with lamb dishes. This is another Mediterranean preparation. I saw a recipe for eggs, potatoes, capers, and artichoke hearts, which I want to try that immediately. That sounds really good. Some people slice artichokes in half and grill them. So you can still have the leaves, you can still scoop out the heart. Really good, just put olive oil. So the options are pretty endless with artichoke hearts. If anybody else has a method or a way that they've eaten them that I have not mentioned, please put it in the chat because I want to hear about it. And I want everybody else to hear about it too. And then there is also another method of eating artichokes, which is artichoke extract, typically artichoke leaf extract, which we will get into when we talk about the health benefits. So moving on to health benefits. Okay, so they're very rich in nutrients. The artichoke hearts have an incredible amount of fiber. So this can has 2 servings of artichokes in here. And the entire can has 8 grams of fiber, which that's a lot. That is a lot. And also has a good amount of some minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and iron. Also rich in antioxidants. You know I love talking about antioxidants. Get rid of those free radicals. Boost our immune system. Antioxidants are the way to go. Artichoke hearts, so here we go. They also have a good amount of folate, vitamin C, vitamin K, and they're low in calories. So this whole can, excuse me, this whole can has 90 calories. So not much, but packed full of nutrients. Okay. And I thought this was interesting. The USDA has a list of the top 20 antioxidant-rich foods, and artichoke hearts are number 7. Who knew? So they are the way to go. Okay, there has been some research that has found that artichoke extract may help in reducing blood pressure. Very good to know. That might be because of the potassium. I'm not sure. Hey, Kelly, you're here. I know. Kelly gave me this. A for Alli. It's a really good sized cup, too. You can put lots of tea and water in there. Okay, so it may help reduce blood pressure. It may help lower LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol. And I'm wondering if it's because it's so high in fiber. Lots of the high fiber foods are kind of known to be helpful for reducing our cholesterol levels. So fiber is good. But they're also having studies with the artichoke leaf extract finding that people that took it for several weeks at the end had a reduced level of LDL cholesterol. And it also may help raise HDL cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol. So it's good to have higher HDL, good to have lower LDL. Artichoke hearts might be able to help with that. Okay, they also can improve our digestive health, which is a good thing, and that is also largely due to the fiber and the ability for them to help move things quickly through our intestines, to keep our intestines working efficiently. So good for our digestion, good for our intestines. And I thought this was interesting. The artichoke leaf extract may help protect your liver from damage and promote growth of new tissue in your liver. So there was a study done of people that had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. They took artichoke extract daily for 2 months, and at the end, they had reduced inflammation in their livers, and they had less fat deposits in their livers too. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And scientists thought that it was probably because of the antioxidants. So that's a good thing. And it also, I didn't find a whole lot of research on it, but I did find a lot of talk about this, that it may help lower our blood sugar, which that also might be because of the high fiber content. Fiber helps slow the digestion of carbs. It's all a good thing. Good stuff with the artichokes. The artichoke hearts, one of my favorite vegetables. We're just going to call it vegetable, even though they say the plant is a thistle, but I think it could still be considered vegetables in the terms of nutrition. So let's go make some spinach artichoke grilled cheese. I am really excited for this. We're going to have a little early dinner appetizer because this is going to be good. Okay, so I'm going to turn the stove on. And this, again, is from relish.com. The blog that it comes from is Cooking Classy, and it's called Spinach Artichoke Grilled Cheese. Look it up. Click on the link that is in the chat. Give it a try. I cut this garlic like an hour and a half ago, and it makes our kitchen smell so good. Okay, so, I tend to do recipes a little bit my own way. It says to heat some butter in the skillet. I'm going to heat some olive oil. Okay. And then we are going to put in, it says 2 cloves of garlic chopped. So I have chopped 2 cloves of garlic. There we go. Yum. Okay. And we're going to saute this. It says just until, fragrant, like it's getting cooked. I'm going to warm this. So we're going to cook the spinach, garlic, artichokes in a pan. And then we're going to cook the grilled cheese in a separate pan. So I'm just going to warm that pan, save us a little time. Okay. So we've got some garlic in there. I'm going to add spinach. It says 1 cup of spinach. I probably did 2 cups. Is it 1 cup? Oh no, it says 4 ounces. So this is probably right. Like half a bag of spinach. Okay. My friend Amanda loves spinach, and I always think of her when I use spinach. Okay. That sounds delicious. Hopefully the kids will eat it. I know. I figured out a way I can now see all the comments, so thank you for the comment, Kelly. I know. I am hoping that Joaquin, our son, will like it too. I mean, it's so delicious. I might have to make a plain grilled cheese as well to go with it. Okay. So while we're waiting for that to cook, I'm going to prepare the bread. I'm just going to make 1 sandwich for now, but the recipe calls for, the recipe makes 3 sandwiches, 6 slices of bread. Okay. So I will use butter for this component because that just makes the sandwich so much better. So I'm going to butter 1 side of each piece of bread for when we cook the grilled cheese. Okay, So I got this bread at an amazing bakery. So this is stone ground wheat bread, and it makes really good sandwiches. I'll show you. Really good bread. Okay, so we've got the bread buttered. Okay, I'll add just a little bit more. Let's make this fun. Okay, so we're gonna have this and roasted Brussels sprouts for dinner tonight. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, sounds to me like this spinach is getting very nicely cooked. Almost cooked down, so I'm gonna add the artichoke hearts. So these came as whole artichokes. I should have saved one to show you, but I chopped them. So this whole bowl is that can. Okay. I think this will just be a really good vegetable to eat by itself, too. Like a little salad. Okay. And we're going to saute. Oh, boy. It's looking delicious. Some salt. And the garlic just smells so good. I love anything having to do with garlic. Okay. Now, this is looking good. I'm going to trade burners so that we can get the grilled cheese going. So this is my pan that I use for grilled cheese. And this is the pan I use for grilled cheese and for French toast, because it just makes the cleanup a lot easier. Okay. All right. I'll sprinkle a little more salt on there. Then, okay, this pan is going to be nice and ready. I'm going to turn that heat down. Buttered bread, buttered side down in the pan. And then I will add, okay, so the cheese, we've used two different kinds of cheeses. Provolone. And let's see here. There we go. This is going to be so, so good. Oh, yeah. And then, in the recipe, she says to, I gotta move this. Okay, so I have some paper towels laid out right here. She says to put the artichokes and the spinach in a paper towel, or I guess any kind of towel that's clean, and then squeeze out the extra water because, you know, spinach. So I'm just going to squeeze that into this bowl. Oh yeah, there is a pretty good amount. It's kind of hot, so I'm going to put this trusty little glove on that I got from my parents. Okay, and we're going to squeeze out the extra water. Oh yeah. That a very good amount of water came out. Okay. Well, I'm glad I did that. Okay. Okay. Actually, let's dump some of that water out, and I'm going to do another squeeze. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I did not expect there to be so much water from the artichoke kernel, but there was. Okay, so we put the provolone on the bread. And now I'm going to spoon some of this filling in as well. Oh boy, this is looking good. Okay, some of the filling, and then shredded, grated, oh, more comments. This sounds delicious, love your, oh, thanks. Shredded Parmesan cheese, and then we're going to put the other piece of bread on top, butter side on top. This is very exciting. And I'm just going to flip it. Oh yeah. show you. That is like a nicely browned grilled cheese. Yum. All right, so here, I would like to take this and put it on this pan so that I can show you how good it looks. Probably needs to cook just a little bit more, but I just want to show you how good it looks. Yum. Okay, so I'll take some pictures. I'll put it on Instagram at allishircliff.com. ALLISHIRCLIFF. This makes me think I could be vegetarian. I know. With delicious things like this, totally. I agree. It is Meatless Monday, so this would be a great dinner. Okay, so that is the story on the artichoke heart. So many different ways to consume your artichokes. Thank you all so much for tuning into the show today and listening to my stories and talking artichoke hearts. So if you have other artichoke heart recipes that you like to do, tell me about them on my Instagram. And otherwise, try this recipe because I think it's going to be delicious. I can't wait to try it. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Happy artichokes. And yes, thank you all for tuning in, sending comments, sending jokes, sending questions. It's been really great today. Have a great day. Talk to you again soon. See you next time. Bye.